Hi guys, in this video I'm going to talk you through how to get promoted quickly at work. This is based on my experience, which is majoritively from the management consulting industry, but this can absolutely be applied to any role or job because it's quite a methodical way of looking at it and will definitely help you out to get to where you want to be. So there's really several areas that help you to just apply some structure and method to how you do this. Number one is your ability to demonstrate that you're operating at the next level. Number two is your personal readiness. And number three is your stakeholder management piece. And all of these areas, and I'll talk through each, you want to kind of start to capture in a bit of a business case for yourself. And the reason that's important, even if you're not being asked for a business case for promotion, and some industries you will and some you won't, you want to have your own personal kind of articulation of your business case, which covers, the things you can evidence around what you're doing now to demonstrate that you're ready to perform at the next level, the things you're already showing right now that actually are at the next level, your personal readiness, kind of emotionally and everything else, and that stakeholder management piece. And then the actual articulation of what you're going to do if you got promoted to this next level, the value you bring, etc., and therefore why you should be recognized and given that step up. Those are kind of the things we'd expect to see in a business case. And I'll talk you through the three components, but I would at the end of this take time to write those things down, because that gives you the place you can go to refer to kind of what your story is whenever anyone's asking you, and in that whole stakeholder management piece, and you've got it ready. And it also just looks really slick and professional. If someone says, you want to be promoted, give me the story, and you can say, well, I've got a 2-pager actually I can send you that just sets out my business case, like your CV, like that. It goes a really, really long way. So the first one on ability, this is always quite tricky because it's really easy to say, well, if I was doing everything that's expected of the next level now, then surely I'd have already been promoted. Or, why am I going to go and do all those things now and I'm not going to be rewarded for that because you're not paying me at the next level yet, etc. But what you need to do is firstly really understand what's expected at that next level. So what are the capabilities, the role description, the deliverables, etc., the KPIs that's expected at the next level. When you've got an understanding of that, then you want to pull out what are the key things now that you can start to demonstrate to whomever, matters, to leaders. What are the things you can start to take on and kind of bring into your package of work, if you like, or get involved in, so that you can begin to show where you're operating at that next level. So you're not going to take everything on now and be doing it all, but you've got to kind of figure out what are the highest impact things, or the things that could be most relevant to what I'm doing now, where I can start to show operating at the next level. And then obviously in doing that, you've got to make sure it's visible. You want to make sure the right people have seen that you're doing that and it's been kind of, recognized. The second piece then is on your personal readiness. So this is the bit that people often overlook, and they get very stuck on KPIs and metrics and the kind of more operational performance side of whatever it is that you do in terms of wanting to get promoted. But the personal readiness, and this is very, very relevant in the consulting industry, maybe less in other roles, but is what are those other kind of core personal competencies, attributes, things you need to demonstrate that show that you're ready at that next level in the kind of leadership sense, whatever it might be. So being able to show that you can, handle additional pressure and additional stress at the next level, if that's, something that's going to be required. Being able to show that you understand in the broader sense what's expected at that next level and you can articulate it. Being able to show that you can manage leaders and stakeholders and other things that might come into play the more you progress in the business. So it's kind of just demonstrating that personal maturity of where you as a person have developed throughout your journey, as well as the capabilities that you develop. Okay, and then the third piece is your stakeholder assessment and management. So this is the biggest thing. So you really want to apply some method here. You want to write down in a kind of spider diagram, who are the key people that I need to kind of tee up to make sure my promotion is almost, a done deal. So who needs to know and have visibility of what I'm doing? And how can I make sure that happens without kind of being in everyone's face for a week waving your business case? So you don't want to suddenly do that and suddenly be rushing at the end. So what you want to do is be able to make a bit of a plan, say, here's the key people, here are the most important, here are the kind of secondary people. For each one, what do they need to know? What do they need to see? And therefore, have I got myself enough time with enough opportunities within there to make sure that I've kind of, almost ticked these people off one by one to make sure, number one, they know I want to be promoted. Number two, they don't just know it, but in the time that they've known it, they've also immediately seen evidence, or, can see why what I'm doing right now is probably, leading me to promotion. And number three, that they've just actually had some of that kind of communication from you. So making them visible of what you're doing in whatever ways you can, but also getting some of that one-to-one time with those key people, and maybe on more than one occasion. So you almost want to give yourself time, like a couple of months, to go and, tap up all the key people and make sure they know, so that by the time you get to that point at which decisions will be made, your business case should have already been kind of well socialized and understood. So if you take those three things, your ability to demonstrate readiness for the next position, your personal readiness, and then your stakeholder management piece. And then if you've got a business case and you've been able to write some of this up, what I would then do is take that around to, a couple of people you know and can trust at the next level up where you're aiming to get their view and to get their thoughts, get their feedback on, have I really understood what's required here? Where do you think I'm going to need to really demonstrate, what I'm doing and why I'm ready? And just get some of their kind of mentoring and advice. And then you want to kind of socialize your business case through that stakeholder management piece. You want to share it with people and get their thoughts, and, and really document the evidence then of where you've performed at the next level and what that looks like. And then I think the other critical thing, as I said in the beginning here, of a business case for this is making sure you've given a sense of what you're going to do when you're promoted. So not only showing, here's why I'm ready, here are the things I've already done that demonstrate I'm ready for the next role and my understanding of what's required. Here's my personal readiness. Here's my kind of vision for what I'm going to deliver when I get promoted. And that doesn't have to be, some meticulous plan with loads of detail in it. It just has to give a sense of, why should they give you the promotion? What are you going to bring to that role, to the business, to the team, to the geography, to the department, whatever it is? What is it you're going to bring that adds value that they need? And you want to make them want that. And you want to paint that picture really clearly so they feel, yeah, we really need this. We need this person to come into this role because this is particularly what she or he is going to give that contributes to the business outcomes that we're looking for overall. So those are my key tips. And yeah, I think, the biggest thing is you've got to have confidence in yourself. You've got to have belief in yourself, but you've got to do that in a way that doesn't come across too kind of arrogant and egotistical, but painting a picture and being confident and articulating it and getting the evidence down on paper so that you've got it there to show people. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, please. Thanks for watching.